after the shoulders and the suspensions and the chair, we are ready to define the side plane. We have talked a little bit about the side plane before in the first section, a little bit in the third section, but now I think we need to clarify it, because in the fifth section we do a lot of work in the side plane. And what it means is that at the center of symmetry of 0 point, we know that we are centered in 6 directions on a space, right? The right and the left, the front and the back, and the above and below are all centralized through the body. Now, we have done movements that it moves sideways, we have done movements that we have spirals, that we have rolled, but now I would like to talk about the actual side plane that exists within the spine. Sometimes when we think about side, we think about the side of myself 180 degrees here, just going and rotating the spine. And what we wanted to do is to do a side plane that is inside of the spiral of the spine, and that when it goes into the side plane, respect the curves and the form of the spine. In other forms, that the spine doesn't bend into itself and creates pressure, because if it does that, then gravity creates a lot of pressure and force upon the rib cage and upon the vertebrae, and therefore closes the whole formation of the spine. So the finding of the side plane, which is the side extension of your spine through the curves of the spine, facilitate and will facilitate your understanding of the spiral inside of you. So the spiral doesn't press upon itself to bend, because sometimes we do exercise by creating resistance within the segments, and then here we finding the weight through. So the going through releases the vertebrae in their formation, not only vertical through the totality of the spiral, but also as it moves sideways. So the best ways to find it is to begin to see that you are symmetrical. And then the side plane within the lower back imply a diagonal connection in which from above I slightly bend and extend the lower back. So it is in this plane, so to speak, that I'm extending the whole of the spine. And I want you to notice that I'm going into this direction. I am not going to this direction. So if I go to this direction, I will be here. You see? So what that does, immediately the skeleton closes into itself, and then I am bound by gravity. Gravity is no longer lifting me. So again, returning back into the center, that will become the release extension of the lower back. Then from here, you have another extension, which is the extension of your heart, the thoracic vertebra. So if you incorporate the thoracic vertebra, then you can go with the rib cage sideways. And then from the third place is the neck and the head. So here I am. So there are 3 places in my upper torso that moves into the side plane. The lower curvature, the upper curvature of the upper thoracic, and then the neck. And then I return back into the center. It's just for you to be able to begin to perceive, okay, so this is symmetry inside. If I go side, I create pressure. What direction diagonal I'm extending to begin to sense that I'm bending the lower back, that I'm bending the thoracic, and I'm bending your neck. Yeah? Wonderful. So you do that one direction and then the other one. And remember that you start in the center. And the moment that you start from the center, of course, as you're moving into the side plane, one leg and one side of your cheek and the chair will have a little bit more importance than the other one, because you're no longer symmetrically just moving in symmetry. Now from symmetry, you have gone into a symmetry. And that's the lower back, that's the thoracic vertebra, that is the neck. And notice that my neck is also rotating the head, rotating my heart, and this will be like the side plane for me. And then from then, you can come back from the crown. If you wanted to make it easy, come back from the crown, come back to the center, and come back again to the pelvic floor. This is a discovery, and you will be able to sense it, because you will notice that once you start connecting to the 3 places of motion in the side plane, the center of a space is still existing within you. If I just create pressure sideways, the center of a space doesn't exist anymore, and I'm physical in the sense that the whole of the skeleton has converged into itself. Once I found the planes and the side plane, then the whole skeleton or the skeleton is suspended three-dimensionally by respecting the curves and allow the curves not to compress or pause between each other, but actually open in their spiral connection. All right? So this is the first thing that I want you to begin to experience and begin to perceive, that is one direction of the side plane and the curvature of the lower back. There is another one in the upper torso right here in the thoracic vertebra, and then there's another one in the neck. And I want you to begin to notice that the neck, the thoracic, and the lumbar vertebra are really one. They are all interconnected. The complexity for us that innocently we think about, this is my neck and this is my lower back, when in reality sometimes I bypass the understanding that the spinal column is one integral unit and is all interconnected. So if you have problems in your neck in any degree, most of the time it's because the shoulders have gone in some direction, either in or out, or there are some vertebrae in the spine that have gathered themselves to support your entire physical body and weight. So as you begin to release the vertebrae, release the shoulders, you will begin to notice that any placement within your neck is relative to any placement in your lower back. Any placement in your upper center of your spine is connected to everything in you. So you will begin to unravel the directions of muscles, ligaments, bones, all of it, so then gravity and expansion assist you in this unity. I would like to clarify what you just said a few seconds ago about the idea that you're moving free segments of, you're exploring free segments of the side plane at either side of you. And what I mean by that is when you are in symmetry, symmetry is a set of balanced forces, the right and the left and the leg, the right and the left and my arm, all the metrics. So in the moment that I go from symmetry and I begin to go into a symmetry by releasing the lower back up into the side plane, my other leg has an adjustment, an internal adjustment. It's not a very good big motion, but you will begin to feel that the other half of the torso is really actually acting upon the change that you just created. So, and the lower back will be there, then in the upper back will be a little bit larger, and then when you add the neck, so you will be in like in a circular diagonal form that is being balanced by the other side of your body. So it's not like you are symmetrically here and now you're going to move the spine only, because symmetry is really a dynamic interaction between the whole of you. And at this time of the practice, you will be able to know and be able to feel that if you move into a symmetry, the whole of the body adjusts internally to interconnect to that asymmetry. So it's not just the surface that you're moving, but the internal aspects of your being that then reflects itself in the mind to giving you the picture and the feeling and the energy that correspond to that alignment. Yeah? Beautiful. So now I would like to show you the motion that expresses those three changes at either side, and it's called the bow and arrow. All right? And I'm going to do it, and then I'll explain it to you a little bit more. So we'll start in 0 point as always. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, wonderful. Now, this movement, the bow and an arrow as a whole, for a moment may seem that it's going to be a little bit complex or difficult, but I want you to know that it's not. If you just begin to see the simplicity of it, and it's a little bit complex only because it's asymmetrical. and the arms are doing different things at the same time that you're doing the movement. So just know that it's not a big deal, that it's very, very simple if we don't make it difficult, okay? So wonderful. Once we begin the motion, the first movement is, of course, you know, you come into foundation. Now, when you're going to start to go to the side plane and the three segments of maximum movement in the spine. These three segments, as you know, is the lumbar, the thoracic, and the cervical, which is the neck. Once you begin to create that connection, or begin to go into that connection, the arm that mirrors the same direction in which you're moving the spine, coming from foundation, ascend through the centers, and it goes to a suspended diamond. The other arm, which mirrors the one that it goes to a suspended diamond, it opens to earth and unfolds to expansion. And when you get to expansion and the suspended diamond, the whole body is a little bit different, because remember, an expansion before was right here in the horizontal plane. Now, since we're moving into the side plane, the elbow is a little bit lower and the arm is a little bit higher. So I just want to do this motion a few times and just see this first part of the movement, and then I explain the second part of the movement as well. So the thing that you're going to see is that the arm that is moving in the direction in which you're going in the side plane goes from foundation to the suspended diamond, and the other arm that mirrors the arm that it goes to foundation and suspended diamond opens to earth, and it goes to right in the way to expansion. Okay? 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Side plane. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. 1, 2, 3. Side plane. 1, 2, 3, 4. 0 point. Okay? Wonderful. Now, I'm going to explain what happened with the other arm. Once you arrive to expansion and suspended diamond, the movement takes you to around the crown, inflowing way, foundation. You have done this motion already in the fourth section. It goes around into itself in 4 counts, and it completes itself into foundation. Remember, before it took 6 counts to do it. It would go around the crown, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1 and 2. Now we do it in 4 counts. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you complete the movement, you can unfold the movement and come back to 0 point. Now, I would like you to see that once I start the side plane and then I arrive into the suspended diamond, the beginning of the side plane from foundation is actually the delineation of moving through the 7 centers to get to the crown. So remember that whenever I'm moving from foundation with my arms, I'm really actually mirroring the activation of the 7 centers unfolding to the crown. And then when I'm returning the movement from the bow and an arrow, you can see why it's called the bow and an arrow. From the bow and an arrow, the crown brings me back from above to the place of foundation. So it ascends to the crown, crown head, throat, chest, solar plexus, pelvis, pelvic floor, pelvis, solar plexus, chest, throat, head, crown, crown, head, chest, throat, solar plexus, pelvis, pelvic floor. I'm sorry. 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is last time. Pelvic floor, pelvis, solar plexus, chest, throat, head, crown, crown, head, throat, chest, solar plexus, pelvis, pelvic floor. So remember that you're moving through the center constantly, and When you return through the crown will facilitate going around the crown, inflowing with foundation to start the movement. That is, in the beginning, it will be a little time for you to incorporate and to really synchronize all these moving parts. But once you begin to synchronize them, you will see that the flow of the movement comes as a consequence of the synchronization and you being at the center of a space. It's not something that you do, it's something that I could say almost it happens to you. Okay?